Hello, my beautiful soul followers. How is everyone doing today? So, I was sitting here, I was rereading the article I posted earlier today about desires, and I started laughing. Kind of at myself. I do that a lot. I was laughing at myself because of my own growth. And I remember a time in my life when the word desire was so foreign to me. It was so incredibly foreign. There is a joke with a friend I have that will say, you didn't even know how to spell desire. It was my mentor at the time. And she always says, like, you didn't even know how to spell the word desire. Might as well own your desires and be with them and really claim those juicy, dirty desires. And the fact is, we oftentimes look at our desires as dirty. And if we want that orgasmic life, if we want to be filling ourselves up, if we want to be connecting with those in our lives, it is required that we tap into those desires. I remember the first time I was asked, what do you desire? My answer to that question was, maybe some chocolates? And now you ask me what I desire, and I can be like, I desire a really good physical orgasm. I desire, a yummy, juicy meal with my man. And I can go on and on and on and on and on about all the things that I truly desire. Now, there's different levels of desire. We can get into, these heart, soul desires. We can get into more of the desires of the physical body. We can get into the desires of the material world. And guess what? They're all important. We like to, as spiritual people, and I know I have a lot of spiritual followers, we like to go, no, I've let go of all the material desires and wants, and that's bullshit. We should desire things in this world as well as those from a very higher level, spiritual, fulfilling of our soul space. Guess what? There's nothing wrong with desiring money. There's nothing wrong with desiring good sex. Actually, you should be desiring good orgasmic sex that fills you up. There is nothing wrong with desiring a little bit of chocolate every once in a while. The fact is, desires are important, and we avoid them like the plague. I can't tell you how many clients I work with that when I ask them the very question that it was asked of me of what do you desire, that they go blank. They're like, desire? What's that? And women especially, you are horrible at this. When I ask you what you desire, your answers are usually so fragmented, and they're not coming from this deeper space within. They're not coming even from your heart space, and might as well from your pussy. Come on. It is time that we claim our desire. It is time that you tap into your desire, tap into your genitals, see really what you truly desire. Because when we desire, when we really take the time to tap into our bodies and tap into that embodied desiring state, the dirty desires, because I know from even me, like when we're little, it's like, oh no, you can't have that. Oh no, you can't have that. Don't desire that. Be realistic. We get all these messages that cut us down and disconnect us from our desires. And so when we get to adulthood, and it is time for us to really expand and really reach for that life we really want, oftentimes it is hard to even envision it because we cannot tap into those beautiful, beautiful desires that are deep in our souls. And so we have to first own ourselves. In order to own your desires, you have to own yourself. You have to get good with this, and you have to get good with this at all levels. We have to get good with our physical bodies. We have to get good with our sexuality and our sexual energy and that life force energy. We have to get good with our hearts. We have to get good with the uncomfortable when we own our desires. Then, when we're finally able to start owning our desires, it's amazing what manifests. You cannot fucking manifest something if you're not really desiring it, if you're not really in it. If you have all this shame and bullshit tied in, you're not really going to manifest it. You're not going to be really able to create the life that you truly deserve, that orgasmic life I talk so much about. And then I know so many of you have experienced this when you talk to somebody in your life and you ask them about their desire, their wants, and they go blank. It's hard to have that connection with somebody. It's hard to have that connection when the other person is lost within themselves. When you ask them, well, what do you desire? And they don't know. When they don't know, and believe me, I've been there. I understand that the fact is sometimes it's hard when we've not done our spiritual work, when we've not done our self-love work to truly own those desires. But the fact is, once we start owning those desires, the outcome of that is that we have amazing orgasmic relationships. We have those relationships that don't just ride the surface. We have those relationships that go deeper, because guess what? Our desires can oftentimes be vulnerable. When I'm with a partner and I own a physical desire, I own a sexual desire, let me tell you, that can be a moment of breathing that in. There can be some shame that might come up. Yes, even for the sex coach, tantric practitioner, there's moments where I have to work through my own stuff. I have to breathe into my own desires. And there's a vulnerability in that. There's a vulnerability in it. And so when we share our desires with those in our lives, and when we have the same thing coming back at us, the connection that forms in those moments is amazing. It is amazing. We feel it in our hearts, and we truly start to see that person at a deeper level. So if you're sitting there and you're like, I don't know what my desires are, or yeah, I have some like surface level ones, but I don't really know those deeper, dirtier desires. And I say dirty because oftentimes we really oftentimes look at our desires as like hush hush, like dirty. But in truth, they're not dirty at all. They're beautiful, and they are a piece of us, and they were given to us for a reason. We have our desires for a reason. They're set to push us forward. And I'm talking about those desires that are soul desires, that are really connected to our core. And so I'm going to ask you to go and really check your desires, really tap into them. And if you're one of those people, like so many are, that are just struggling with that, there's no shame in it. No shame here. However, click on the link below and set up a one-on-one call with me, and we can talk about your desires and how to move into them, how to use them to create that orgasmic life and frequency that you truly desire. So I am going to let you guys go. Click the link. Share some of your desires below. I would love to hear it. Thank you, everybody who's jumping on. Oh, thank you. I am ready to go out on a date. Somebody said I look pretty. So, go click the link, set up a free call if you're interested, if you're truly interested in up-leveling your life. And then don't forget to grab that fire within. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow for another Addison Unleashed. Bye.